Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading for the week of August 25th. You have this Harlequin card. It says, true feelings are masked. You have this Dagger card. It says, conflict and danger lie in wait. I wouldn't worry too much about this because of Jupiter. Right now, well, we had Mercury go retrograde in Leo, right? And so next year, Mercury is going to go Jupiter is going to move into Leo, and then it's going to retrograde back into your sign, Cancer. And the thing is that we had Mars go retrograde in almost exactly the same place, basically. Not really, but kind of. And so this was at the beginning of this year, 2025. It went retrograde last year in 2024 into this year. And so whenever we have planets that, whenever this happens, which rarely happens, where we have a stack of planets basically retrograding in the same place, it kind of can call back that energy, right? So, the thing about Mars retrograde in general is that it can make us feel like there is danger. And you have that card that says conflict and danger lie in wait, or it can make us feel like something is happening behind our backs and things like that. Now, the thing with Mars retrograde is it doesn't really matter if it's true or not, because the simple fact of the matter is we should ignore it and not worry about it, as hard as that is, because it might be true, it might not be true, but usually if we try to do something about it during Mars retrograde, usually it doesn't work out so well for us. And so that's what I would say there, but this looks like a really good reading. I think maybe you're worrying about something too much here. You have this true feelings are masked card. You have the Two of Cups here as well. So this could be worry about love here, Cancer. If you are looking for love, or if you are interested in love, you could be thinking about going on the adventure of love with the Page of Wands, but you could also be worried, obviously, about getting hurt, or things not working out, or whatever the case may be. So there you go. I think, I know you're probably sick of hearing me say this, but, I think it's time to plant a seed to get started. You have you cannot make this up, Cancer. You have the Knight of Pentacles to the Ace of Wands. It's Knight of Pentacles he needs to get started. He is the only knight in the tarot that isn't moving. The Ace of Wands is that spark of life, right? The Ace of Wands is the root going down into the soil, planting the seed. The first thing is the root comes over, goes down into the soil. It's that's what's going on here, but I think it's time to plant some sort of seed on an adventure or something that's very exciting to you. It's if you're holding back on anything, and now I'm not saying this has to be love, by the way, Cancer. I feel this could be just an adventure, anything. We go down to the, through the Hangman to the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is about getting out into the world. So I think that this could be, if you're holding back on something that you have wanted to get started on, then I would get started, now. And I know I say this every reading, but clearly some of you haven't started. Maybe and I do think some of you have, because you have the Eight of Pentacles here, and the Eight of Pentacles says, hey, keep going, because eventually you will get a result. You have the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is kind of a guaranteed victory, which is kind of what I feel for you. If you're, thinking about doing anything at this time, I do feel that there could be a victory. Funny enough, you have that conflict and danger lie in wait card. This person here on the Six of Wands is meant to look jealous of this person right here, and the winner, basically. And so the whole point of the Six of Wands is to ignore it. He doesn't care. He knows he earned his right to be on this high horse. So it's people are always going to be jealous. Your job is just to ignore the haters, ignore the trolls, and keep pushing forward. Don't even entertain it here, Cancer. And guess what? You have Jupiter in your sign. You are definitely you are expanding, which can bring out the haters. You have the Two of Cups. Definitely could be love for those of you that want it. I don't think this has started yet. Hangman to the Knight of Pentacles is slow as molasses. This is a snail relationship. I think I said this to you recently. This is two snails that are getting together. And so it's I don't know, that's the slowest thing I could possibly imagine in my entire life. And, what I would say here is, I don't know, someone's got to stop being snail. Both these people have to stop being snails, is what I feel. But definitely could be a person who's different than your usual type. There's probably something unusual about it. We are in the time of an eccentric relationship. I think everybody could be attracting more eccentric relationships, which just means, it's they could be coming together in different ways or unusual ways, or, there could be certain circumstances, it's distance, together but separate, age differences, pretty much everything is popping up into my head here with this card. Let's keep going here, Cancer, and before I keep babbling, and let's see what's going on here with these cards. With the Page of Wands, you have the Devil. I literally said this to you in your last reading. I'm pretty sure that it's like maybe you're worried that something will be toxic, but it isn't. You could also be attracting a Capricorn. I'm pretty sure in the last reading I did for you had the Devil, and I'm pretty sure I said that you could be attracting a Capricorn into your life, which is your opposite sign. I do think that opposite signs can do well together, so there you go. It could be any sign. Fire also stands out to me, and Earth. I already said Earth basically, but it could be any sign. I also think this is a worry that you have. It's like you're worried that something would be toxic or something like that. I don't know. It's popping into my head. I feel a lot here, Cancer. Like I think that also some of you should be letting, like if you have something toxic from the past, I would let that go so that you can attract something better. Here you go. You have the Seed, the Ace of Pentacles with that Six of Wands. Like I said, I love readings where we have the Ace of Pentacles to the Ace of Wands because, again, this is the seed. The Ace of Wands is the root going down into the soil when you plant the seed. It is that initial spark of life. Both of these cards, we have to nurture it. The Ace of Pentacles, you have to water it, feed it, fertilize it, give it sunlight. And so the Ace of Pentacles can represent a really solid opportunity that you're really going to want to take advantage of and you're really going to want to take care of. With the Ace of Wands, it's like a spark, right? So it's like if you're starting a fire and all you have is a spark, you have to like slowly build that fire and you have to make sure you don't choke it out, right? And you have to start small and you have to start building it up so that it can grow into an actual fire. And then you have to keep putting wood on the fire to get it to grow, right? So we see a lot of growth here, Cancer, but we also see like a lot of nurturing, which you are very good at. You are a freaking Cancer. You are the sign of nurturing, right? So I think that a lot of you have the ability to nurture something into existence that just has potential, and I feel you will. Now, this could be anything. I actually feel like you're nurturing a lot, like, in your life. Not just, like, this isn't just saying love. This is saying, work, business, whatever it is you're doing. You have the Eight of Pentacles, like I already said, and, the Eight of Pentacles is material success on the horizon. So I do feel there are, like, financial improvements here based off of work. With the Two of Cups, you have the Queen of Pentacles. Definitely could be a Capricorn. You could have Capricorn in your chart as well. You are a Cancer, so I mean, obviously it's always possible, but could be pretty much anything. The Queen of Pentacles is about resourcefulness. So I mean, outside of love, what I want to say is that I think a lot of you are getting more resourceful with your finances, and this could be helping you improve your finances. As far as love is concerned, this says that, if you could be attracting a person like this who is very resourceful. You could be attracting a person who, basically uses their resources wisely as well. That could be like something that stands out to you. So, yeah, there you go. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this card. It says full moon in Sagittarius. It says look at the bigger picture. We are in a big picture time. Pluto and Aquarius. The whole point of Pluto and Aquarius is that we should be zooming out on our life and you're looking at it from the top down. You have this full moon in Pisces. It says balance, spirituality, and practicality. Yes. Uranus and Gemini. Yes, I understand this as Pisces. You have the Hangman, which I also believe is highlighting the Uranus and Gemini energy. Yes, I understand that the Hangman is Pisces. I get it. I've been doing this for a very long time. But I also read intuitively. So, if you don't like that, there are plenty of readers that just regurgitate card meanings. Go watch them. But, what I would say here is I feel that this is talking about Uranus and Gemini. We need to do, it's not about one side or the other. It's about both. The other interesting thing is that we have all this energy going through Aries that will be going through Aries. Neptune and Saturn are on their way back into Pisces. They're retrograding right now. I believe it's September 1st, Saturn enters back into Pisces officially. But what I would say is that, again, they're at the beginning of next year, basically January and February, Neptune, then Saturn in February, move back into Aries. And, this Aries energy is about, like, looking for a savior with Neptune, especially there. And on top of that, we have another big thing going on that no one talks about, which is this magical triangle that is happening between Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto until 2028. This magical triangle, plus Neptune and Aries, I think, is looking for a savior. Where it's like people are going to be like, oh, I need to find a person who has that one answer. Not a good answer. Not a good idea. because the answer is Uranus and Gemini. And so with Uranus and Gemini, we need to do both things. Neptune and Pisces has been training us for this for a very long period of time, I believe, according to Chris's crappy astrology here. So basically, we have been learning that that sometimes the better answer is to mix two things together, right? Logic and reason, spirituality and practicality. It's like sometimes we don't have to just only use one or the other. We can use both. And I feel like this is saying, and yeah, I mean, this might be a little confusing, Cancer, but this could be in all areas of your life. It's like, maybe you do need to be a little bit more logical, but also, another good one is like logical in creativity, right? It's like sometimes I think people think, oh, I have to look at this logically and I can't add any creativity, but it's like, well, actually, maybe you can use both, right? And so you're going to have to figure out where those balancing points are in life, where it's like where you can use two energies to get the best result. And I think that's what this is saying. You have the Hangman. I don't know, so something is moving slower than slow here, Cancer. Is this a bad thing? I don't know. Maybe not. Probably not. I feel like you have somehow turned into a snail, though. Or I don't know if it's you or this person, but if you want love, it just feels very slow to me. I don't know. I think it'll be fine. I also feel this could be decisions that you're making, that you could be like moving forward and like finally ready to move forward with the Hangman. So there you go. Again, the one thing that makes me feel good about this is the Eight of Pentacles, because he's getting to work. He's doing something to get a result. So I feel for a lot of you that you could be just, putting in the work, getting results. Eight of Pentacles is about doing one thing. He is focused on just those 8 Pentacles. That's it. It's the only thing he's doing right now is working on these 8 Pentacles. And that is his focus, right, is to do that one thing. So I think it would be an amazing time for you to have one single focus right now and make it happen. With the Justice card, you have the Lovers. Told ya. This could be two very different people as well that are balancing each other out. You know what I mean? I don't even know what the hell that means, but it's like, maybe, it's like maybe, I'm not saying that you don't think a person is good for you at all. That's not what I'm saying. But it's like maybe you think that you and a person won't work or, can't make it work, but maybe you actually can't, right? So, I don't know. I would just see how things go. Also, by the way, that card is Gemini. And we were talking about Uranus and Gemini. With the Hangman, you have the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like Six of Pentacles is planting seeds. The whole entire reading is about planting seeds, really, and growing something, right? So I think that focusing on that would be a good focus for you. Six of Pentacles just says pay attention to the results you're getting. I always say Six of Pentacles is one of my favorite cards right now, because I think we are in the perfect time to do this, where we just like try a little bit of something, whatever it is that you're doing in your life, love, money, spiritually, goals, work, business, whatever you're doing. Plant a little seed. See if it grows. A new idea is a seed. A new way of doing things is a seed. See if it grows, see if it doesn't. If it grows, if it works, great, keep going. If it doesn't, stop and do something else, right? And so, I think if you do that, you'll be very successful. But yes, I think this right here is confirmation, basically based off of what I said earlier, that, I do feel there is actually progress here. So that's pretty good. Whenever this happens, whenever I have a card down here and then the same card up here, I look at this as like the reading is like zooming in on this energy right here, right? It's like zooming in on that Knight of Pentacles and giving us more details, which we'll talk about right now. So in your next row of messages from your future self, you have this regret card and the surrender card. Maybe you have to let go of past regrets or surrender to certain regrets that you have in life and let those things go, is what your future self is saying, obviously. I also feel like the universe is saying you won't regret something. So if you're thinking about planting that seed, Cancer, whatever it is, for a lot of you, I do think it's work or business related. It's like some sort of new thing that you're growing. For some of you, it could be love, whatever. Take it how it resonates. I think this is saying you won't regret it. You have the Knight of Pentacles, the Three of Cups, and the Two of Wands. Again, I think the Knight of Pentacles is like slow, steady progress towards a goal. So, yeah, I feel pretty good about this. I think you're making progress. I think things are happening for you. And again, I think this is just the reading zooming in. You have the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is like a celebration. So I feel a lot of you could be having a celebration coming in the future, but these three ladies are celebrating a harvest, right? These pumpkins are growing around them. So they are receiving a harvest for work that they have done. And that's what I would pay attention to here, is planting those seeds, right? Making things happen so that you can be more successful, so that you can, get better results. That's what I would pay attention to with the Three of Cups. You have the Two of Wands. Two of Wands is about taking the lead, getting out into the world, right? We have to take the risk of leaving behind something that is established, which is definitely true for you. I mean, you had Pluto in your opposite sign for 19 years, basically, Capricorn, in Capricorn. And then it crossed that cusp. I say this all the time to mostly Capricorn, because Capricorn is the sign that's really dealing with this the most, but definitely you, because you are also the opposite of Capricorn, Cancer. That cusp of Pluto in Capricorn and Aquarius is the death of establishment. So you are definitely one of the signs that is being asked to release some sort of establishment in your life, like something that has been in your life for a long time. And it could be anything. It could be a belief system. It could be a limitation, a blockage, an energy block. It could be a person, place, or a thing. It's going to be different for all of you, but I think you probably already know what it is. It's like that something's holding you back. And whatever it is, it's like you need to release it to expand. I think it's no mistake that Jupiter's in your sign now, being like, hey, and it's like, you got past that energy. Now it's time to expand. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, it's like once this gets started, it's going to take off. I think that whatever you are thinking about starting, it's like maybe it's been slow, but it's like once it starts, I think it's going to take off very quickly. With the Three of Cups, you have the Star. Yeah, Star could be like a wish coming in for you here. The Star could also be your focus. So with the Star, we have to really focus on having a North Star, having like that one single focus, that like one guiding light in our life. And if we focus on that, then we will be successful. So that's what I would focus on right there, is that Star. I feel like some of you didn't. Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure you had a card that said, look at the big picture, right? Yes. You have this full moon in Sag. It says, look at the big picture. The whole point of the Star is we have this bird up here. And this bird is the ibis, or the bird of knowledge and wisdom. We have to zoom out. We have to get a bird's eye view. Again, I am convinced when we look at everything we've done in life from the top down, then it makes whatever we're about to do much easier. And so I think that's what I feel here. I feel it would be a great time for you to like really focus on like what you're doing in life, where you're going in life, what you're making happen. All that is what I would focus on here. With the Two of Wands, you have the Tower. There you go. I wouldn't really worry about the Tower because we have the Star. And so, Star can represent healing from a Tower moment. But, at the same time here, Cancer, it's like sometimes I feel like the Tower is basically saying, if you don't make something happen, I'm going to make it happen for you, right? So I feel for some of you, the Two of Wands, like if whatever you're looking at, I think you need to move towards it. You have the whole world in your hands. He needs to, the whole point of the Two of Wands is this wand stands on its own. It's like something is complete. He needs to move towards something new. And the Tower, these people are being brought back down to reality. And so it's like they've been ignoring reality for too long. And I feel it's like time to come down. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have a Sacred Magic card and this Let It Bounce Off card. So I think you need to realize that you can manifest, and you are very magical at this time, Cancer. So I would be using that energy. I feel like the worry, any worries or fears is what you need to let bounce off of you at this time with these cards. Let's see. You have the Ace of Wands, the Five of Cups, and the Eight of Swords. Ace of Wands can be a passionate new beginning, so I definitely feel that you could be starting something new at this time in your life. And, I feel it'll be very good for you here, Cancer, whatever you're starting. Again, obviously, it looks good. There's really nothing you have to do except for be yourself and nurture whatever this is into existence. I think it's time to let something crumble. The castle in the background of the Ace of Wands is meant to look like it's crumbling, and the Tower is meant to look like it's crumbling, right? So I always say the Tower does not have to be a bad thing. I think the Tower gets a bad rap. The Tower is very necessary in life. We're always going to experience Tower moments. And again, these aren't bad things. Sometimes they can represent moments of maturity or, moments of great growth. And the Tower usually brings great growth into our lives. So, again, I don't think this has to be bad at all. You have the Five of Cups. You have that regret card, and the Five of Cups is regrets, but it's coming up in the good stuff, so it could be saying that you won't regret something. He needs to turn around and see these Two Cups, then he gets this bridge and this castle over here, right? And so he's grieving the loss of something that he once enjoyed, but he needs to realize there's something much better behind him that will lead to, fulfillment, happiness, whatever he's looking for. So it's coming up in the good stuff, which is good. It's like saying you will not regret this. You have the Eight of Swords again. Eight of Swords can be self-imposed restriction, but, she's only seeing one way of doing things. I do obviously like the Eight of Swords in the good stuff because it says that you are opening up to other ways of doing things. You're not just being stuck, only seeing one way of doing something. The other thing about the Eight of Swords is she has this blindfold on, and blindfolds in the tarot represent needing to trust your intuition. So, I feel a lot of you could be, like, opening up more intuitively, or you are kind of like, opening up your intuition a little bit more, which obviously would be a good thing. We are in a very intuitive time, so I would be trusting that intuition for sure. But let's see. This deck just doesn't want to cooperate today. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Death card. Yes, I think you have to let something die. Didn't I say that? I might have said something similar, but I think that you have to let go of the past so that you can have something great. There's definitely a big transformation coming in for you. I feel like you're about to also have like a completely new experience, something that's very different that you haven't experienced before. And again, I'm not trying to be like mysterious here. It's just like if this is love, I think it's like very different than what you've been experiencing. Same thing with love, money, business. A lot of you could be doing something new that's just completely different than what you have been experiencing. Again, I'm not suggesting this is going to be perfect or anything like that. You're going to have to put the work in. Obviously, we talked about nurturing this thing into existence, but, I think it'll be worth it. With the Five of Cups, you have the World, yes. Definitely with the World on the Two of Wands, it's time to get out into the world. I think it's time to open up to the world here as well, or to be more open to the possibilities in the world, or whatever you want to call it. So I think that would be good. Definitely could be some accomplishments coming in for you. With the Eight of Swords, you have the King of Wands. Yeah, King of Wands is number one about being bold, being assertive, making things happen. I think you would be happy if you did that. Number two, the King of Wands is an excellent card for foresight. And you have the Two of Wands, which is also a card of foresight. So I think people forget this about the King of Wands, that he can kind of see the future in the sense that he can like imagine something and he can imagine it working, or he can imagine it, how things are going to go, and he's probably right. And so I think that you need to trust your vision. You have this Wishbone card that says a wish granted. There you go. Definitely could be some sort of wish being granted for you. You have a lot of good cards here. It could be about anything, especially if you've been wishing for any type of opportunity with that Ace of Wands. You have this Chair-filled card that says someone new is entering your life. Obviously, Lovers, Two of Cups. I mean, this has been coming up for you for weeks here, Cancer. So maybe it hasn't shown up yet because either you're a snail, they're a snail, or you're both being snails. So, whatever. There you go. Something needs to happen. But, whatever. You have this Dog card that says protection from a powerful friend. Three of Cups. Three of Cups is about spending time with the people who really lift you up. Those really concentrated connections, as I like to say. Like, Three of Cups to me always reminds me of, like, the people who really, really care about you. Extra. And those are the people I would be surrounding myself with if I were you this week with that Three of Cups. Is like the people who really want the best for you. The people who really want to see you be doing well in life, and I would make sure that you do that. I also think that it would be a great time. Like, people always, say to me, I don't have anyone like that. And I'm always like, well, I mean, go form new relationships. It's like, it's not that hard. I literally, a few weeks ago now, I started taking a class based off of a hobby. I've met so many great people doing this. And again, I'm convinced this has woken me up. As a Pisces who only likes to stay home, as a Pisces, like when people invite me out, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I have to leave the house, right? I just want to go to bed. I don't want to go out, right? But as a Pisces who's very much like that, I can tell you, I have met so many amazing people. I'm going on a trip with one person I met in December, basically, already. Like, so many things have happened in just a few short weeks, right? And so it's like, it's opened up all these things. And I can tell you, I don't know, I'm 37 years old and it's been life-changing. So there you go. I highly recommend it. Go do something. And by the way, what I really realized is, like, when you meet people who do stuff like this, it's like they actually do other stuff. You know what I mean? It's like I have not met one boring person. So, I don't know. There you go. You have this horseshoe card. It says good luck on it. Yeah, I think luck is on your side at this time. You have this dark man card. It says dealings or relationships with a man with dark complexion or hair. You have this boat card. It says money or property or inheritance through winning. Let me start that over. It says money or property through an inheritance, winning, or windfall. So, I mean, I don't know. You could be attracting a person that's like a windfall or is like some sort of gift from the universe. And yeah, that looks good. But this whole thing looks really good here, Cancer. I like it. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.